So we've got another video today, and this is on creativity. Now, this is interesting because you may think that previously, when you were smoking weed, the creativity was part of that process. Okay. And what it actually is, and this is why this whole program is laid out to be a mainly off and then sometimes on, is because that sometimes on can be really inspiring in the fact that it actually puts you outside of your comfort zone that you were previously in you previously were in before. So there's a yin and a yang. Okay, so we might get used to something over a time, and then suddenly we're just stuck in this sort of this cycle where which basically got us onto weed in the first place. Now, the interesting thing about creativity is that, especially when you come off weed, you're going to find there's so many things that you find which wasn't part of smoking. For example, you'll find that you may feel more pressure, and you'll have more energy in the fact that you'll be creating so much more. I mean, these videos I would not have done if I was smoking weed. I would have been like, who cares? I don't really feel like I need to. There's no real mission that I need to really chase, and maybe it's because that it's literally one or the other. But I've also been creating music as well. Like I've before I was focusing on making beats, and I wasn't so much into my voice. And since I've quit, it took about a month and a half until I really decided to actually put my energy into voice, into vocals. I mean, we've got this microphone here, and I'm now actually creating decent music, decent vocal tracks. I still need to improve my beats, but that's coming. As long as we focus on the on all aspects to be improved, then I'm really seeing improvements in my creativity. And part of what they say is that it's not about having perfection. It's about having progress. And especially when I was smoking weed, I felt like there was no progress in my music. I was trying to get perfection. I'd have like something which I thought was perfection, and then after a while, it would like I would get tired of it. Like anything. I mean, if there's any music, any film you've ever watched, you don't listen to it or watch it over and over again and enjoy it more. It's really rare. You start critiquing more little things, and perfection just becomes like this endless pit of adjustments. So this is the thing with creativity, is that it only gets better as we get outside of our comfort zone. But there's a reason why weed doesn't help with that comfort zone as much as being off weed, and that's because if you think about the tolerance of smoking, and you never stop, it's just an ongoing thing, and so your comfort zone becomes the thing that you're really indulging in. Whereas when you're not smoking weed, there's so many avenues where you can sort of go against the pressure, against the grain, and you can start to really build on top of ideas and creative sparks that don't just happen from not being sober. There's actually a deep humane understanding of human connection through being aware of our presence, as opposed to taking in fumes or toxins that aren't natural to us. Okay, so things that are natural, that's really interesting. I'm gonna come back to that after the second month. We're gonna start talking about real niches that is going to just fill in a few cracks in this skeleton, and then I can put together a whole understanding of overcoming this weed uh, dependency. So that's really what this is about. This is about unleashing our real being, the beasts and the true bosses in our minds. And that all comes from creativity, and that's why this video is really important, because it's how we break out of our shell. It's how we stop being in the confinements of our own box. We think that we want to be our own person, and we want to get outside of the box, but then there's this box within us that we can't get out of, and that's really built upon being sensitive to the natural parts of life, as opposed to being boxed in and stuck in this sort of psychological prison, which actually confines us away from the unlimited creativity and the creative imagination that we have, and that we are as the most special beings in this universe. From what we know, from what we know. So you know how it is. Keep being a boss, constant, never-ending improvement, and one love. Come on.